Greetings, family. I hope everybody is doing well, wherever you may be in this part of the world. And I hope that life is treating you accordingly well, showing as much compassion as possible. Listen, family, the message that I have for you today. Understand that all of my messages, I've said it before, and occasionally I say it again. The messages that I bring to you are mainly based upon my experience, my own personal experiences, and then my view of the world as I see it. With my insight, with my wisdom, I simply share from my point of view these messages that I know can help you in some way to bring out the better version of you, or to heal you to a point of peace, to bring peace into your life. This is what I do with my messages. The examples that I may use on occasion with these messages, the examples are just simply to help bring clarity of the message that I'm about to bring forward to you. Period. It's not a condemnation, as they say. It's just to help bring clarity to the message that I have to bring forward. And the message that I have to bring forward to you today, family, is called short-term conditioning. This is the message that came to me, short-term conditioning. And the example that I want to use to help bring this message home is I want to use the example of a hustler, of hustlers. From my point of view now, hustlers, from my point of view, they go out, right, chasing whatever it is that they're chasing, but they pour all of their energy, right, not into one thing, into several things. Always trying to create many different avenues, right, to accomplish their goal, whatever that goal may be. But the focus is never on just one thing. And their attention is never with just one thing for any long period time. Let me say that again. Hustlers will go out and hustle. They'll pour all of their energy into several different avenues of trying to achieve that goal of making that paper, whatever it is that they do. But all of the energy that they're putting out, it's never focused in just one way. And with that being said, that means that their attention is never held too long on one thing. That's the example. Here is the message I'm bringing to you, family, about short-term conditioning. You see, when you look at everything that we do over here on our land, everything that we do is all short-term based. You see the powers that be, right? Society, corporations and things of that nature, they have created this atmosphere of having what you want to be right there present, quickly. Okay, many people look at that as being a good thing. Many people do. But I don't. Over the years, I've observed this thing, family, of having, what you want, when you want it, right then and right there. So I look at how that carries over into every aspect of your lives, especially dealing with you as an individual, with me as an individual. I look at how this short term, just having it when I want it right then, right there, immediately, that immediate gratification works. Now I look at people in their lives, their individual lives, right? Most people, from my view, nothing that I say is right or wrong, it's just my view to help the individual. So most people that I see from my view, from the moment we finish high school, whatever school of learning institution that we go to, once we finish that, if you don't move on to other things that you have set goals for, right? At that point, your attention and your focus is no longer on one thing long term. You're simply now just living in the moment. More or less, you're living in the moment. Everything that you go out and get, fast food is done right then and right there. Fast, short term. Whatever else that you go out and you do in your life, again, is set up for immediate gratification. Now, if you're one who goes out to, you have a goal, okay, you're gonna go out and do what you have to do to accomplish that goal. Athletes and whatnot. And then you have, musicians, their long-term goal. Again, if you have a set goal and you are focused to achieving that goal, for the most part, you're going to go out and achieve that goal. But let's look at the rest of us now. Those of us who are just simply happy to be done with school. Man, we finished with that. So now you can go out and live your life and do what it is that you want to do, however you want to do it. Notice how the whole mindset and the mentality begins to change. There's never the focus, or shall I say, that mentality slowly changes to where the mindset is no longer about putting the work in over a long period of time. It's simply about going out and getting whatever we want and having it right then and there. Another example I use of how we've been conditioned to, receiving things right then and not putting the work in. Let's look at the delivery services that we have. You see? Yeah, the Amazons and all of them, right? They have their program set up to where, you can get things delivered to you overnight, right? 2 days at the longest, but for the most part, overnight. That's what they say. Okay. So now let's look at the individual now, right? You're grown. You out here in the world. Now you just living. You doing your thing. All right. You go out. You get you a job. Get you a nice little place and whatnot. A few years go by. 5, 6 years or so go by. Right? You start to notice, looking in the mirror, that you're no longer the person physically that you used to be. As time goes on, our bodies begin to change. Yes, our bodies begin to change. Metabolism slow down because, we're no longer active the way we used to be. We just living now, enjoying life. So if you're not one who loves to be in the gym, who loves to be active, out doing something, because it's simply what you've done all your life. If you're not one of those individuals, then you're on the other end of the spectrum. You're the individual who simply sees something as not being right, or something that, is not aligned the way it used to be. So now you're gonna make an effort, but a short-term effort. Yeah, short-term effort. You look in the mirror and see where you done put on about 10, 15 pounds. Okay. So now you say, man, I done gained some weight, so hey, I got to go to the gym. So you go and you sign up at the gym, right? Motivated, saying that you're gonna get in there and then you're gonna work that weight off. All right. You're there now, couple of months or so, 2, 3 months. But you're always looking in the mirror. That mentality, short term. You want to see that short term result. Some of you, when you look in that mirror and you see that them 10 pounds hasn't fell off yet, the body is not starting to look like you want it to look the way it used to look. Some of you begin to lose that motivation. Yes, you begin to lose that motivation and fall off. Others, you are hanging there just a little bit longer. Not much longer, just a little bit longer. That's all, you see, because you simply want that result. And here's the thing, for those of you who stick it out a little bit longer, once you achieve the result, then a lot of you'll fall off at that point. Once you've achieved that result, then you stop going to the gym, you stop working out. You do. It's a mentality, family, I keep telling you. We've been conditioned, short-term conditioned. Now, here's what we don't do. Use an example, right? Here's what we don't do. We don't look at the fact that the 10, 15 pounds of weight that we done put on, it didn't happen just overnight, period. That happened over a year. Let's just say a year, bare minimum a year. For some, took longer than that. Yeah, took longer, a couple of years or so to put on that weight. We don't look at that at all, period. And it's very important, but we don't look at that. So when we go to the gym, right, or whatever form of workout we do, we want to put our body through this crash course. The crash course that says, man, I need to knock this off and I need to knock this off right now, period. That's the mindset, short term. But how much do you really love yourself, family? Like, really, how much do you love yourself? Because I know that that's not taught to us neither. Most of us, we simply have to go out in the world and then we find ourselves, right? We find ourselves and we find our way. That's how it has been, to this point. So this is what we do. So most of us, we really don't love ourselves in the sense that we go to, we're gonna put in whatever work we need to put in, but we're also gonna be compassionate with ourselves. We're gonna be patient with ourselves. You see? Instead of putting ourselves through this crash course regiment of trying to knock off them 10 pounds or so, right? Be patient. Look back and say, okay, well, I didn't just put it on overnight, and I am dealing with life in this way and that way and that way. Okay, so maybe I should, be patient. Keep going, stay motivated, but be patient. Yes, be patient. The sad part, family, is that, the real sad part is that no matter how many different messages I make in this regard of speaking short term, most of you still won't get it. You won't view the message literally for what it is. I'm trying to get you all to see that life is not short term at all, period. Life is a journey, and everything we do on this journey is done over a period of time. Period. So if you say that you love yourself, you really love yourself, and you want to go out and start working out to be in the best shape that you can be in, okay, love yourself enough to know that it's going to take a while. Be patient, be loving with yourself. Eventually, you'll get there. Eventually, you will. That's how life works. This, in whatever you do in life, family, whatever it is that you may do, be patient. Stop looking at short term and look at, okay, this is a new journey. So on this journey, we're going to start this, and then we're going to see, just what lessons there are to learn on this journey right here. And to get out of the short-term mindset. Because you see, as long as you have that short-term mindset, you will never do anything fulfilling in life. Period. You won't. There will always be a void somewhere. And the voids that you have to begin with, if you are a short-term individual, those voids are going to remain, because you're not going to be patient to put in the work to heal. Whatever trauma you've been through, you're not going to be patient and compassionate with yourself to put in the work to heal, to grow, to bring out the best version of yourself. Family, my whole point to this message is that short term is not good at all. Short term is very devaluing to me, very devaluing. You see, if you can't get it right then, you move on to something else. You move on to something else. What you find yourself doing is always quitting. Always quitting. Everything's done by design now. It's done by design. So when you have that short-term mentality, okay, short-term, you'll do it for a little while, then you'll let it go. Yeah, you'll let it go. And I know, we all like to make excuses. We'll make those excuses. But at the end of the day, those excuses still does nothing for the fact that you gave up on it. You simply did it short term, dropped it, and you went to move on. Family, I really hope this message helps someone, because you see, this is one of those messages that applied to me at once in my life. I used to be a quitter, and I had to learn some things take time. Be patient. Just keep putting in the work and be patient. As always, family, I'm always with you in spirit, always. I'm always hopeful for you. I'm always cheering for you. I'm always there for you in spirit. Because it's not just my desire, family. It is soul's desire. That you walk the very best that you can walk on this journey. And that you bring out the best part of yourself. You all have a beautiful day.